Money is everywhere. People talk about earning it, saving it, investing it, growing it, but very few people talk about the silent rules of money, the invisible laws that quietly decide who moves forward financially and who stays stuck for years. Henry did not know these rules. Like most people, he believed money was simple: work hard, earn a salary, save a little, invest when possible, and eventually things will work out. At least that is what he thought. Every morning Henry wakes up at 7 a.m. His alarm rings. That he reaches for his phone before even leaving the bed. Notifications appear on the screen: bank balance alerts, investment app notifications, emails, bills. The numbers look normal, nothing dramatic, nothing terrible, but something inside him feels slightly uneasy. Henry goes to work. That he spends 8 hours doing his job. That he works hard. That he finishes tasks. That he attends meetings. That he solves problems. At the end of the day he receives a paycheck. For a moment it feels good, like progress, like stability. But money has a silent rule that most people never notice. The first rule is simple: money rewards awareness more than effort. Henry works harder every year, but his financial life barely changes. His salary increases slowly, his expenses increase faster, rent rises, groceries cost more, subscriptions multiply quietly. 1 streaming service becomes 3.1, delivery order becomes a weekly habit. Henry does not feel reckless. That he feels normal, but money does not care about intentions. It follows patterns, and patterns create outcomes. At night Henry opens his investment app again: green numbers, red numbers, charts moving up and down. For a moment he feels like he is doing the right thing, that he is investing, that he is trying. But the second silent rule of money is something almost nobody explains: money flows toward patience and away from urgency. Henry checks the market every day, sometimes every hour. When prices rise he feels excited. When prices fall he feels anxious. The emotions are small at first, but they slowly guide his decisions. One day he buys quickly because he feels he might miss an opportunity. Another day he sells because the market drops and fear whispers in his mind. Without realizing it, Henry is reacting instead of thinking. The market is calm, but his emotions are loud. Over time those reactions quietly drain his wealth, not dramatically, not all at once, just slowly, like water leaking from a small crack in a pipe. The third silent rule of money is even stranger. Money grows in silence but disappears in noise. Henry's friends talk about money all the time. New cars, new phones, expensive dinners, weekend trips. The conversations feel exciting. Everyone looks successful, everyone looks confident. So Henry spends a little more to keep up. Nothing extreme, just small upgrades. A nicer phone, a better watch, more online shopping. The purchases feel harmless, but every upgrade creates a new financial baseline. The lifestyle slowly expands, like air filling a balloon, and once a lifestyle expands, shrinking it feels uncomfortable. So the spending continues. Meanwhile real wealth grows quietly in places nobody celebrates: long-term investments, index funds, emergency savings, boring financial habits. The things that rarely appear on social media. Henry does not realize this yet, but he will soon. One evening Henry sits alone in his apartment. The room is quiet, the lights are dim, his phone screen glows in his hand again. He checks his bank balance, then his investments, then his credit card statement. Everything looks okay, but something feels off. Years have passed. He worked hard, he earned money, he invested, yet he is not financially free. He is financially stable, and there is a difference. This is when Henry begins to notice another silent rule of money. Money magnifies behavior. If someone spends impulsively, more money creates bigger problems. If someone manages money carefully, more money creates freedom. Income alone does not solve financial problems. Behavior does. Henry begins paying closer attention. He notices how often he opens shopping apps, how easily advertisements influence his decisions, how often boredom leads to spending. He starts to see patterns he never saw before, patterns quietly controlling his financial life. And then he discovers one of the most powerful silent rules of money: the rule of time. Most people underestimate how powerful time is for wealth. Not days, not weeks, years, decades. Henry looks at his investments again. For the first time he stops watching the daily movement. Instead he looks at long-term charts. 10 years, 20 years. He sees something surprising. The biggest gains were not created by perfect timing, they were created by staying invested. By ignoring noise. By allowing time to work. But time rewards discipline, and discipline is uncomfortable. It requires doing boring things repeatedly. Saving consistently, investing regularly, avoiding unnecessary lifestyle inflation, ignoring financial hype. Staying calm when markets fall. These habits do not feel exciting, they feel ordinary, but money quietly respects ordinary discipline. Henry slowly changes his behavior. He does not try to become rich overnight, instead he focuses on small improvements. He tracks his spending. He reduces unnecessary subscriptions. He automates his investments. He builds a small emergency fund. Each step feels small, almost insignificant, but money follows accumulation. Small improvements stacked over time. Months pass, then years. Henry's life does not look dramatically different from the outside. He still works. He still lives in the same apartment. He still drives the same car, but something inside his financial life has changed. The silent rules are finally working for him instead of against him. His investments grow quietly, his savings slowly expand, his stress about money becomes smaller, and something even more valuable appears: control. Because the final silent rule of money is this: money gives freedom to those who stop chasing it emotionally. Henry no longer checks the market every hour. He no longer buys things to impress people. He no longer believes every financial trend he sees online. Instead he follows a calm system: earn, save, invest, wait, repeat. There are no dramatic moments. No overnight success, just steady progress, and over time that quiet progress becomes powerful, because the truth is simple: money does not reward noise. It rewards consistency. It rewards patience, and most importantly, it rewards people who understand the silent rules nobody talks about. Henry finally understands them, and once you see these rules clearly, you start realizing something important: wealth is rarely built through big dramatic decisions. It is built through small disciplined choices repeated for years, choices most people never notice. Choices that quietly shape your future. The silent rules of money were always there. Most people just never stop long enough to see them.